met you guys firstly was when you guys came on a fly down in 2010.
7?
7, yeah.
Was it when you get okay? And then you
Yeah,
guys
we went with Zervinsky, so we went like it was January, right when school like started back at Quinnipiac. So I remember just coming in and being like, oh, where are we? What are we doing? Like flying into New York. I think we flew into LaGuardia, so it's like me and Counter from Montrose. It's like our airport's got one thing, like seeing the lights and stuff. So it's definitely a wake-up call for that. But yeah, I mean, it's funny, like kids look up to us, but we looked up to watching you play and guys in trail, like, stuff like that. So it was a really cool thing for us to like get there and hang out with. Half the team was like BCHL guys at Quinnipiac. So it was pretty cool to start to get to know you guys. And then it definitely helped, knowing like, hey, Brandon Wong's at Quinnipiac, like it's a good school. Like, really, like literally one of the best players in the BCHL. Like, so we were like, hey, this is,
yeah, back then they had a bit of the pipeline with Jamie Holden and Merritt and Brian Leach, who graduated from me. He was there as a league leader as well. Yeah, and then BC just was a hotbed for Quinnipiac and their scouting and recruiting. Yeah, just maybe you can go into what that fly down was like. Was that your first fly down to a school, NCAA school, or?
I think that was our second.
Okay.
Second or third, yeah.
Going down to Michigan Tech. That was like our first one, and we went down there in like early September, I think, just once the BCHL season started. And like the same kind of thing, like we ended up going with another guy with us, like at least could help us out in the airport. Like we didn't even know like what we're looking for, like connecting flights. Like how do we even get to the next gate? Like we're kind of just like uneasy. And then, but going down there, it's like a pretty useful and like, educational kind of thing too. Like you get to go and see like into a daily life of like an athlete, a student athlete. And like, I remember we going to like a couple classes and seeing guys in the class and then going around and touring all the facilities and stuff. And it's pretty cool to go down there and just like experience that, like after not knowing much of what college hockey is really like, I don't know. I think we were only used to we went to a couple of WHL camps, and like, it was just another level of seeing like the difference of a student athlete, like the different things you have to handle and stuff. And I mean,
have you ever been out east before? That was my first time going out east to New York area, Connecticut.
I think the farthest we went
was one of our first flights.
Yeah.
It was, oh man. Yeah. It was just like really going to Quinnipiac. I mean, I think one of the main things was seeing the rink for the first time. And then seeing campus and like meeting with everybody. And it's like telling you how great the school is. And like, you just kind of see just that fly down. I mean, like I was saying, flying into New York, and then you're seeing the facilities, and it's like, holy, like they're going to pay us to go here. Like it's a full scholarship. Like, are they crazy? Like, this is unbelievable. And like seeing the rink, it was locker room. One of the best parts that I know me and Kellen really was, it's funny, but it was a big selling point, was that the rink looked exactly the same on the inside as Vernon. And we're like, man, we had a lot of success in Vernon with the rink like this. I think we could probably do it at Quinnipiac.
I agree.
Which is crazy, but it's like, that was
how
like
we think too. Like
this is how we think.
The yellow,
the yellow ceiling and then the blue seats were like, hey, we did well in Vernon. We can do it again.
Yeah.
Actually, a little surprising though, is Vernon's rink a little bigger, or is Quinnipiac's it's like?
I think Quinnipiac's was bigger because it had
the full loop, yeah.
But it was pretty similar. Like,
yeah,
it was way too similar than, like, I remember walking back into Vernon and walking to Quinnipiac, and we're just like, this is kind of weird. Like,
yeah, just meant to be for you guys.
Yeah, it really was
so well in Vernon. Obviously, with being champions twice and going to Quinnipiac, and now you had such a successful career there as well. That's funny. That's crazy. What was it like to go into the dressing room as recruits, I guess, and on my experience, obviously Quinnipiac did a great job. I was just going down there as a vacation and just to see the East Coast. That was my third fly down, and I just wanted to take I knew there was 5, and I was telling myself and a few others, like, yeah, I'm taking all 5 just to, you know, kind of get this, you just travel around.
Yeah. We, my mom, well, you know how like when you're 16, you can't, like you're not allowed to answer the calls. So like the coaches are calling your parents. So I know Benny Sire, recruiter, he talked to my mom, had to be at least twice a week. And my mom was like, I can't deal with any of my coaches calling me. Like, you got to pick. So like we ended up cutting the fly down short. We're going to end up going to like Ohio State, Northeastern, but we ended up choosing Quinnipiac. My mom was like, you have to choose. We need to, you can't do this anymore. So it was like April, we were 17, and we're like, hey, we're going to Quinnipiac. It's done. And
it was a good thing she said that, though, because like I remember she's like, what don't you want to go somewhere that showed interest in you right away, and like a school that noticed your potential, and you know, she's like, you're gonna wait around, and then another school's gonna come, and like they're only coming because now they're seeing that, and don't you want to go somewhere where they knew right away that they wanted you? And we're like, yeah, Mom, that's a good point, but like we kind of want to go see like a game at Fenway or something like that.
Right. No, for sure. It's such a different feeling. You're like, oh, like, especially at that age, you know, like they're paying for flights. And I mean, being young, it's not like you said, it was your first flight, but I hadn't really been around outside of Canada really, like for that far. Into Seattle, just down past the border. But yeah, it was just such an amazing experience with everything paid for. They just do such a great job of taking care of you. And yeah, just making sure that you fall in love with their program, really.
Yeah, totally agree.